today's lesson, we will cover market surveys. There are three main points that I will talk about. First, identify the competition. Second, gather additional information. Third, good data equals good decisions. Most people have heard of Walmart. I want to take a minute and talk to you about Walmart's founder, Sam Walton. I do this because I believe that we can learn a lot from Sam about market surveys, even though he was never in the apartment business. One of Sam's first jobs in retail was running a Benjamin Franklin franchise located in a small town called Newport, Arkansas. Sam was very competitive. I have him depicted this way because he was kind of like a super competitive detective, at least in my mind. He wanted his store to be the best in town, but he had a major competitor across the street called the Sterling Store that was run by John Dunham. Sam knew that in order to compete, he had to understand his competition. Can you imagine Sam walking across the street to a competitor and saying, "Yo, bro, I want to see your prices and displays. Oh, and give me all of your good ideas." I doubt that he actually talked that way, but that is essentially what he did. Sam's wife, Helen, said,
Sam was always over there checking on John, always looking at his prices, looking at his displays, looking at what was going on.
In fact, Sam himself said that he built the world's largest retailer almost entirely off of other companies' good ideas. Your competition is typically made up of 5 or 6 properties that are similar in age, condition, and submarket. You want to make sure that you compare apples to apples. Don't compare a traditional property with a tax credit property, senior living apartment community, or some other special circumstance property. The best way to determine the competition is by asking, what apartment communities do we lose leases to? When our tenants move, where do they commonly go? When determining your competition, look for properties that are similar or slightly better than the property you manage. Comparing your property with similar or slightly better properties will help you point your property in the right direction. So where can you find good information on your competitors? First, I would see if the competitors have websites for their properties. If there is a website, you can usually find good up-to-date information. Second, I would go to apartments.com and get as much information as possible. Apartments.com can be a great place to get information about competitors' floor plans, rental policies, and interior and exterior amenities. Lastly, a good place to get information is youmovefree.com. Once you have gathered as much information as you can via the internet, it's time to jump into your sports car or your junker, grab your camera and notepad, and start driving the competition. Drive to each competitor's community and look around. Notice the property's curb appeal. Take notes. See what the maintenance team is wearing and doing. Observe. Make sure you know exactly how far away the property is from your community and know what the neighborhood is like. Notice what other properties do and don't have. After you have driven the properties, you should be able to determine your 5 or 6 serious competitors. As you find information about each competitor, fill out the market survey. Once you have filled out as much information as you can on each community, now it is time to start calling the competition and confirming what you have learned. Now that you've identified your competitors and gathered some basic information, it is time to call the managers who oversee your competitors' properties and get detailed information. The road to getting good information has 6 essential steps to it. 1. Be friendly. They are helping you. 2. Let them know that you believe you gathered most of the information and that you just want to confirm you have good information. 3. When they ask you questions, be truthful. If you are 70% leased and they are 95% leased, find out if they are out of a certain floor plan and ask them to send referrals your way. 4. Be detailed. You must find out specifics. What are the extra fees they charge? Do they charge for water or electricity? Make sure you understand any concessions they are offering and make sure you completely fill out the entire market survey. 5. Someone from your staff should be shopping your competition regularly. 6. You need to calculate the effective rent. The effective rent is base rent minus specials. Reducing the amount of deposits or waiving application fees does not change the effective rent. I will now walk you through the example. Starting at the top, you see that monthly rent is $800. The lease term is 12 months. So by multiplying 800 by 12 equals a total rent of $9,600. The concession is equal to 1 month free, or minus $800. So the total 12-month rent would be the $9,600 minus the $800 concession for a total 12-month rent of $8,800. Hence, the effective monthly rent would be $733. Many companies require market surveys to be updated at least once a month. Some companies require it as often as once a week. When you feel you have complete and accurate information, you need to save and send a copy of the market survey to your supervisor. Together, you and your supervisor should discuss the information and decide what should be done so that your community rates are competitive. For review, today we covered market surveys. The 3 main points taught were: 1. Identify the competition. 2. Gather additional information. And 3. Good data equals good decisions. Your assignment for today is to follow the steps outlined in this lesson and fill out a detailed market survey for your community.